for watching today's yoga practice. My name is Danielle Rivera, and we're practicing a vinyasa flow today. Vinyasa flow is going to refer to matching your inhale to a pose and your exhale in a pose, and then doing the flow will be your inhale and exhale, moving through the different vinyasa poses we're going to do today. We're going to start in a seated position. You can start seated resting on your shin bones, and bring your weight back until you can make comfortable seated position. If this does not feel comfortable, you can also bring it down and cross one leg over for an easy pose. But for today's practice, try on your shin. We're going to start off by warming up and doing a little twist to stretch our spine and help us get a little bit fluid range of motion. Okay, so we'll start by bringing your right hand to your left knee. Bring that left hand behind you as you direct the gaze behind you and reach up and over for a nice stretch on the left side. And on your exhale, come back to neutral. And we're going to go ahead and do left hand on the right knee. Bring that right hand back. Bring the gaze up and over the right shoulder as you inhale into that stretch on your right side. You can remain here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, you could go a little bit deeper into the side stretch and come back to neutral. If that felt good, you can go ahead and do a couple. Inhale on your left side, exhale back, inhale. I do this every morning to wake up my spine and just get a little bit of range of motion going. That also felt good. You can lift the hands up as you stretch on the left side. Inhale, leaning, feeling that stretch as you lean over. Exhale back to neutral. Always bringing the breath into the practice is the purpose of the vinyasa flow. So reach up, inhale the stretch, and release on the exhale back to a nice neutral seated position. We're going to go into tabletop and start doing a couple variations of thread the needle, which is also stretch for our spine and going to warm us up in today's practice. So stack the shoulders over your wrists. Make sure your knees are stacked under your hips. We're going to inhale, again matching the breath to the movement. Inhale the right hand up. And then as you exhale, you're going to slide the right hand under and through. This is the thread the needle pose. And bring your shoulder and ear to the mat on your right side. Take a couple deep breaths in. And release out through your mouth. Next, inhale, we're going to do the vinyasa flow. Inhale, and then exhale to slide the hand through. Shoulder and ear come to the mat on the right side again. You can go ahead and do a couple breaths. In, and then exhale it through. If this feels good, you might want to walk your left fingers out to go ahead and get a stretch on that left shoulder. Just making sure you're keeping those hips neutral. You're not tempted to start to slump over to the left side. This is that nice stretch through your shoulders and spine. Inhale up. Bring the left hand stacked under the shoulder again. And now we're going to go ahead and thread the needle on the other side. Lift the left hand up. And then slide palms up. Left shoulder, left ear to the mat as we thread the needle a couple times on your own breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, a couple times on your own breath. This is a wonderful way to wake up in the morning. Crawl the right fingers out to get another shoulder stretch on the right side. And on your own breath, come back up. Inhale that up to tabletop. The next move we're going to do, we're going to go up for our first downward facing dog. We're going to follow the breath with this motion, just like we've been doing throughout the warm-up. We're going to untuck our toes, press into your palms. Inhale up into downward facing dog. This is our first downward facing dog, so you might want to take a second to warm up, pedal the feet, how your body is responding and feeling to this first downward dog of today's flow. On your next inhale, inhale your right foot up into three-legged dog on your right side. Float the right foot forward on your exhale into a lunge.
go for a high lunge. Raise the arms up, lift the gaze. If a high lunge feels like a little bit too much, you have an option to go down to a low lunge and release the back foot. For today's class, I'm gonna opt into the high lunge. Okay. Make sure your knee is stacked over your wrist and not going too far forward. Engage your core. Inhale to lengthen. And then on your exhale, you're going to take your hands, place them flat on the mat. Bring the right foot up, flex forward, and lean into the fold for half split on your right side. Now we don't want to round the back, so go ahead and you don't have to full reach. Just try to keep your back nice and straight. Engage the core. Keep your gaze up and flex those toes towards the ceiling, towards your face. On your next inhale, go back to lunge. Inhale to lengthen. Next inhale, reach up. Exhale down, back to half split on the right. You can go ahead and release if you haven't down to low lunge, just to feel the difference. Inhale up. Exhale to half split. Going back to that vinyasa flow. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, release. You can do this a couple times on your own breath. And on your next inhale up, back into high lunge. We're gonna release the hands down. Kick the leg back into downward facing. This time we're gonna inhale the left leg up. Three-legged dog. Bring the left foot forward into high lunge on your left side. Inhale the arms up, the gaze follows. Go ahead and make sure you're nice and balanced and you're sinking into this pose. The knees not too far forward. And when you're ready, exhale down into half split left side. By releasing the foot, flexing up, and bringing that knee back. Again, you might be tempted to round that back. If you're doing that, make sure you lift up so that the spine stays as straight as it can. And you're not forcing. Inhale up to lunge, high lunge. Exhale back, long stretch, half split. Inhale up. Exhale back down. Okay, on our next inhale, we're going to walk the left foot to the left. Walk the right foot back a little if you need to. We're going to be coming down for lizard on our left side. So we're going to lengthen the right foot, the right leg, and walk that left foot out so that there's a little bit of a hip opener. You should feel this a little bit more open. If you have the range of motion, you can go ahead and try to go down to your forearm. Try to breathe. Let gravity do its work here. Now you're going to walk your hands to center, and as you're doing that, you're going to use your toes on your right side and your heels to push off. And we're going to get a little stretch center. You can again go down to your forearms. If you have that, you can give a slight bend to your knee. This is a wonderful hip opener for that range of motion as well. Breathe through this pose. If you need to bend, you can. You can even wiggle a little bit, get the range of motion moving. Now we're going to walk over and we're going to do lizard on our right side. Walk the hands and the right foot 3-4 inches over to the side of your mat. Create a little space for the right hip for this opener. As you sink, engage the right flexed toes along with the muscles in your left leg. Once you feel ready, Go ahead and bring it down to your forearms. I like to wiggle my right toes when I'm in this pose. And then breathe. Let the gravity do its job. Next, if you feel up for the challenge, we're going to do a little bit of a mobility stretch, where we're going to go from a low right lunge, walk our hands over slowly, pull left low lunge on this side. And you can hear, sometimes you'll hear a couple of cracks. Get the mobility of the hip opener. This maximizes that. And I think it really matches well with your breath as well. Inhale up. Go ahead and flex the toe. You need a little bit more of a stretch. And then your next low lunge to the right. Go ahead and walk forward. Walk the hands to the mat. Bring the right foot back to meet the left foot. Back to downward facing dog. Now, after that hip opener and after the several poses, pedal the feet and feel the difference in your body in the downward facing dog pose. On your next inhale, take the right foot, inhale, float it up. Float the right shin to the front of the mat, release the left foot down, and come into your pigeon on the right side. You want to make sure that your hips are faced forward towards the front of the mat. You might be able to get your shins to be as parallel as they can to the mat, but the main point of this pose is to make sure you're not forcing it and that your hips are pointed forward in a comfortable position. Go ahead and squeeze that knee down into the mat. You can lift your arms up. Or you can place your fingertips as you stretch forward. Bring the gaze up. And when you're ready, release your forearms and come down into pigeon. Let gravity do its work here as well. If you want, you can, an option, an invitation to do a quad stretch of the back foot. Gently lift and reach with your left hand for the inside of your left foot. This can sometimes hurt, so just do it gently and slowly. Okay. Go ahead and untuck the toes. Lift up to release the right foot back into downward dog. Pedal it out a little. Shake it out. Then lift, float the left foot up. Three-legged dog into our pigeon on our left side by floating the shin forward. The left shin should seek to get as parallel with the front of your mat as feels comfortable while keeping your hips facing the front of the mat. Bring the arms up. And you inhale. When you're ready, bring your arms out into a relaxed pigeon. You stretch the arms forward. Inhale. And exhale. I'm sure that gravity did work. Again, the invitation to slowly get the quad stretched by reaching for that back leg. You might feel on one side you can do this stretch, on the other side you can't. Untap the right foot to release the left leg to join the right foot. As we meet in downward facing. On your next inhale, hop the feet forward. As we end our final seated pose, we're going to come back to the easy pose. Anywhere you feel comfortable. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths in. And we're going to take our right hand to our left knee. And go ahead and do that same spine stretch we did in the beginning with our left hand behind us. We float the gaze over our left shoulder and up. And you should feel a huge difference between just a few minutes ago doing this side stretch and now. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. Go ahead and take your left hand to your right knee. Put the right hand behind you as you stretch out the spine on the right side. Inhale, stretch a little deeper, and then exhale back to center. Bring hands to heart center, thumbs crossed. Thank you for taking this class today. I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.